Hey guys, I know quite a few videos back I pointed this Millennium Falcon out that I did a restoration job on it. And today I literally want to take you through the restoration job I did on this thing. It was in very rough condition and I think for the most part I'm very proud of this restoration. And I think for the most part I got it into almost what I would call new condition. Spin this thing around here. And we'll go over, of course, the play features on it. And I think anybody watching this video right now already knows what the play features are of the Millennium Falcon from 1979. I got a little bit of dust on it because it's been on display. But you know what? It looks fantastic compared to what it looked like before I started. So there is a little discoloration on my rear removable panel here. But this thing was completely yellow before I started. And it looks gorgeous. So yeah, move this down. I'm going to have to pick my camera up and walk around with it. Everything on this Millennium Falcon is original with the exception of one piece. No, it's not original to this Millennium Falcon, but it is original Millennium Falcon parts. Nothing from the 90s or anything like that. But this is the only part that I had to address, this stem here, because I've not yet found one. And they want a lot of money for this, and I'm not paying it. I own a 3D printer, so I just 3D printed myself one. And this black ball here, I've seen people scalping those. These are just standard black craft beads. People are goofy. They don't understand. What came in this box, I know I had this when I was a kid. It's a standard black craft bead. You know, they didn't go out of their way to invent the black craft bead. They just didn't do it. So anyway, you see the struts over here. I had to track those down, and those could have been costly for me. But my friend owns a used toy store, and he had a whole bunch of parts in the basement. And I managed to score that hatch there, which mine was broken, and those two struts, which I did not have, for $15. So that was a steal. Everything else is original to this. And pull this plate off of there. Cargo hat for the hid below there. And we're going to lift this up. Let's have a look at the bottom. Here's some nice, glorious shots of this thing. I hardly ever, pardon my son up there walking above us, wow. Hardly ever do I see anybody giving you a full three-dimensional rotation of this thing. Because it is big. However, it's worth the time. It really is. Every time I touch this thing, it takes me back to my childhood. And how exciting it was. It landed quite pleasantly. So yeah. You know what? Let me leave this around here like this for now. Because what we're going to do is we pulled out some action figures. My son and I.
Hello.
So we're going to do some playing. So we're going to actually set this up. Kind of like once they've landed on the Death Star.
I got a bad feeling about this.
Yeah, it's just a lot of fun. I wanted to show off my Millennium Falcon. Not so much money as it was work. Oh, and these are not original either. I mean, they're probably copied from an original decal sheet, but I got these from, gosh, I wish I could remember that site. EricStormtrooper.com, I think. He has all kinds of these sticker sheets from these old Kenner toys, and you just pay $1.99 and opens up the gateway, and you can just download the sticker sheet and print it out on vinyl sticky paper And what I did was I did that, and then I just went ahead and sprayed it with a clear coat, and yeah, so my gun still works really good, as you can see. So yeah, I'm gonna let my son do the putting the figures into place, and I mean, he seems to like doing that, and why not? Oh, did we? He said we had Bespin, Han, and Chewie in here, but so I told him Bespin, Han had to go. So I picked out the best Chewbacca that I had. There's one. Let me flip this up here. And there's one Chewie. And here's another Chewie. You can clearly see. I mean, this is a great looking Chewbacca. Don't get me wrong, but there is a little paint wear on his bandolera, and there's hardly any on that one. So, all right. So who do we need? Go to work. Go to it. I don't think he was ever up on the Holt, right?
In the second one.
Well, he was, yeah, in the second one when he was getting yelled at. When he was yelling at Han to get his ass over and give a hand. He was up here somewhere, I think. This thing needs to be dusted again. Well, I would say let's start off here. And let's see how difficult it was to get Chewbacca and Han Solo in here. But once they were in here, it was fine, you know? All right. Yeah, I'm also having a little trouble with my Han Solo holding his blaster pistol. His hand might be a little worn out. But that's okay. Yeah, so the Bespin, Han holds this blaster really, really well. But New Hope Han does not. So yeah, we got Luke back there with his...
You've never heard of the Millinium Falcon?
We got Luke back there with his saber. Oh, real quick on this Luke Skywalker. It's a nice example of a Luke Skywalker, but guess what? His lightsaber was gone, so I ended up 3D printing one, as you can see. And it works pretty good. It's a little on the snug side, but until I find a real lightsaber for that, 3D printing them will be just fine. So, let me get that fully extended out again. Luke, I am your father. Yeah, I don't know if he actually said that. I don't remember. But my original 12 figures, none of these are my original 12 figures. Just to get that clear. The figures that I sought out to replace were the figures I had as a child. And of course, I had Stormtroopers. You know, the original 12 for sure. And of course, when you set out to buy your figures, you try to buy them in the most premium examples that you can find. Hence the excellent condition Chewbacca and that almost untouched C-3PO that he has hidden there. If I can just dig him out real quick. His joints are so tight. His gold is so phenomenal. And I've yet to find a star on R2-D2 that's in great shape. I use a 1990s, late 1990s R2-D2. Two reasons. One, I think it looks better. Two is, it's a whole lot cheaper than trying to find my childhood R2-D2 out in the wild that's in great condition. Every time I find a original R2-D2, the sticker is shot, and they want $20 for it, and I'm just not going to do it. So, and of course, as the condition goes. So what happens is I end up finding this guy, and he was one of my favorites as a child. But I always find this guy, and he's in relatively good condition. And I end up with 2 of these in this phenomenal condition. And one of them I keep in a Star Wars blister pack. And this one I set out on display. And my Ben Kenobi, well, I have not found a great one at great prices. But I have found this one just for a couple bucks. No, he did not have a lightsaber. But again, I 3D printed him one. And as you can see, it works pretty well. And using PET G, the translucent. And yeah. Again, when you got a 3D printer and a little time on your hands, you can do that very thing. And I'm not worried about touching up his hair or anything else. And if I find a cape for him, or if I find material to make him a cape, I'll do that. But no, I'm not worried about getting myself a pristine Ben Kenobi, unless one falls into my lap. So yeah, so we have the fellas up front there. And now we have the Imperials starting to assemble outside there. And I only have 3 stormtroopers right now because every time you find them, they want to rip you off for them. And I don't know how many millions of these things were actually produced, but I'm going to guess millions. You know, I know it's been said before that, yeah, when you were a kid, you would get a new Star Wars figure, you know, and you kind of wish that a friend or the relative, the aunt or whatever, knew what you had, so they didn't bring you another Luke Skywalker or that. You'd want another one of these guys, you know, something you could use 5 and 6 of. But somehow you always got an extra R2-D2 or something, you know. It would be nice to have them now, but I don't. So anyway, tell you what, I think I've rambled enough. Let's have a look at what's going on in there. You see an R2 unit in there. Is a really good looking R2 unit. And it was, of course, it's a later model R2 unit. And it's got the sand on it, so you know it was on Tatooine being traded. Oops, Leia just fell over. And does the battery still work on this? Yeah. Look at that. That is a great R2 unit. So I can live with him in my display. Even if I was to get a vintage one, I still think this one sells it. This one is so cool. Yeah, and I don't own I can honestly say I really don't own any new Star Wars toys. I mean, I'm not drawn to those. Why I own this is because this was my childhood. This is what I played with. And so, yeah. So what we're going to do now is, I hope you like my restoration, is, oh, you know, I guess we'll save the TIE Fighters and the X-Wings for another time, because this is about the restored Millinium Falcon. And what we're going to do is we're going to leave you with some photos, and my son is really good at setting up scenes, and I'm going to let him do that, and we'll take photos, and that'll take us out of the video. So, hey, thanks for watching, and Howlin' Wolf out.
Ever heard of the Millennium Falcon?
I got a bad feeling about this.